up, guys? Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out this RedArc Tow Pro Elite Liberty brake controller fitting all 2020 and newer JT Gladiators. Now, if you have the tow package on your Gladiator and want to tow some heavier loads without any extra worry, then this is going to be a great choice to look into. Now, this will come with multiple features to create a stable and more controlled experience for whatever kind of towing that you're doing, whether you have a camper, boat, flatbed, horse trailer, or whatever behind you. Now, the device here will make your ride much more reliable and will make it easier compared to other more complicated systems with a plug-and-play install and a self-calibration feature. Now, after plugging this in and letting it do a quick calibration, this will allow for better control for both low and high speed scenarios. Now, this will feature proportional braking or inertia sensing, which is especially helpful for higher speed highway driving. And it will also have a 3-axis accelerometer, which is going to sense movement in all directions. Now, that's going to make sure that your brakes are only applied when they're needed, and the braking is going to be controlled for a safe experience no matter, again, what you're towing behind your truck. Now, this will work well in the automatic braking mode and will also have a manual mode with a button and a dial for adjustments, as well as work with electronic or electric over hydraulic braking systems. Now, the specific option will work with up to 2-axle trailers and a variety of different trailer options, again, for whatever your lifestyle requires. Now, this kit will consist of a couple different components, one being the fingertip control knob that you can mount on your dash. Now, it's going to have a dial here, 1 through 10 for different braking levels, so you can adjust when need be and manually change this when you're driving thanks to the button on the front of the knob. Now, we'll also have an LED ring on the knob to illuminate different colors. Now, the main unit here is very compact. It can be placed wherever need be to stay out of the way. This system will also self-calibrate, making it very easy to set up, meets all of the safety standards, and is mostly plug and play, especially with the additional wiring harness. Now, that's not included in this kit specifically, but we do have that available on our site if you want a very hassle-free way of installing this. Now, this system is about $200, and I do recommend purchasing the additional harness to just make your life much easier when it comes to install. Now, comparing this to others available in the category, this will be on the more affordable side of the spectrum, especially when comparing it to the Mopar option that will be about double this price point. Now, it will be on the lighter side when it comes to the amount of features that it has, but will make a significant difference in the safety and control. So I think if you're not doing any off-road towing or anything super advanced, you just need a solid tow brake controller for day-to-day and highway driving, then this is going to be a fantastic pick for you. Now, install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and it should only take you about 30 minutes to get the job done. Now, the install will depend on where you are looking to mount this up and how you're looking to mount it up. One of our customers here is actually going to show you how he did it on his JT using the RedArc bracket that we also have available on our site. Now, he did use some self-tapping screws, a drill bits, a ratchet, and a 12mm socket, as well as a Phillips bit screwdriver. Now, that is going to wrap it up for my review. I'm gonna pass it over to him, and he's going to break down what this process looks like. So that's gonna be it for me. Let's go ahead and jump into the install.
So we're going to remove some access panels to get easier access to the brake controller module that's pre-wired in this vehicle because it comes with a tow package. Also, the remote start control panel here we're going to remove to be able to get better access, more visual. We'll be mounting our controller dial down here. The actual module will sit up underneath the steering column. You'll see a brace here in just a moment. So here we go. There are 6 small clips in the back. Just pull back toward you and they come right out. 3 on each side, top, middle, bottom. That's that, and we can set that to the side. This is the bracket we're gonna mount, or the brace, I guess, underneath. We're gonna mount our bracket to mount our controller up in behind the steering column. And then we're gonna run the wire back over to this area, and like I said, we're going to remove the start stop panel. Same thing, same little push buttons in the back there to hold it in place. Just be easy. And it'll come right out, and we don't have to unhook the wires. There's a wire harness here, a wire harness here for your auto start stop feature. Most importantly, we're going to look down through this area to gain access to be able to see when we drill in our pilot holes that we don't drill into anything in the back. Up inside here on the left, right against this wall, is where that connector is for the cable that goes to the control box. This would go up onto that cable end. This end will plug into the controller that we're mounting up under here, obviously, and then from the controller we're going back to our control knob, which we're going to be mounting here. This little part here is the cabin temperature sensor, so obviously we can't take that position out, but we'll be going right beside it. So like I said, I previously removed this panel just to be able to get better access, just to see back in here. There's a hole that I can see right back down here, make sure I'm not drilling into something that's important. There's really nothing back there, but it's nice to be able to see that. All right, so I just wiped this area down with an alcohol pad just to take some of the probably armor all off it so the tape would hold better. So I'm just going to put that up there. Tape is just to hold this in place, to give me a guide on where to drill the holes, to get it centered properly. It's centered in the right place where I want it. Anyway, that's going to hold right there. So just going to drill the hole for the controller to go through. Just go nice and easy here. Plastic. And that's that. I drilled the larger hole, and this smaller hole is for the LED light indicator at the top of the controller. Nice and slow through here. All right, and that's that. Now I'm just gonna fish that dial behind the dash to that spot in the console. All right, that I've chosen. Get that to come out and get that little nut to go in place, to hold it in place. Looks like I got it there. Using a 12mm socket, that's what fit over that little nut. And so now we've got the button, we've got the nut tightened up there, the light is through the top. It'll shine through the bezel and the little button. Slide it on. Okay, that'll work. I'll take it off here temporarily till we get everything in the back, and I'm going to try to fish the cable into the back and fit it into the back of the dial. Okay, I had to go back and reinsert the little bezel in the back to get the light indicator, that little tab. You can barely see it at the top, and per the instructions, you turn your shaft counterclockwise, anti-clockwise it says. Apply the knob with the 0 aligned to the level mark on the bezel, and then test your remote head for correct function, and that means just pushing it in and out. You should be able to hear it click. And that's that. Okay, now I'm just going to reinstall the push button start panel just to get that taken care of with the cables and everything are already hooked back up. Just press it into place so you hear it clicks, and that's that. So I mounted the control box on the little bracket that I had made using the two number 8 1/2-inch self-tapping screws just to hold that firmly in place so it doesn't wiggle. I'm going to be moving it and mounting it right up here onto this bar, bracket if you will. I've got 2 holes here pre-drilled, and I'll use some self-tapping screws to go in through to the back bar there, which I'd mentioned on the list, and I'll route these cables here in just a moment. I'm going to plug in the cables. This cable is obviously from your dial controller. It's only one way it can go, the little tab up. Plug it into the side. Also going to plug in the cable that goes to the Jeep module itself. Again, only one way, flats here to the front. Plug it and click it into place. Okay, I've got both cables hooked up. I've run them in behind everything, up behind the steering column here. I'm just going to fish the control box up into place and mount it on this crossbeam right there. Okay, now we're just going to use the self-tapping screws here. There's one. We'll square it up a little bit. Everything should be fine. And get the other. And that's that. Okay, so you just got to get yourself up under here to hook the cable from the brake controller to the little connector on the vehicle. You got to really contort yourself, so it's not easy. You got room for about one hand, and just push that connector together. They'll go together, and one side's flat, and just mate them up and push them together and get it up out of the way so it doesn't interfere with your brake pedal actuator. And then we'll get some tie wraps and tie them up out of the way. Lastly, all finished. Put your glass panel back up into place. Push at the top, just nice and easy. That's it, all in place. All nice and neat. Controllers in place. We're done.
So that's going to wrap it up for my review and the install of the Red Arc Tow Pro Elite Liberty Brake Controller, fitting all 2020 and newer JT Gladiators. And you can find this kit right here at extremeterrain.com.